Welcome inside our New York studios. We're less than a week from the college football playoff rankings. Sitting at the top of the polls, defending champ Ohio State. Are the Buckeyes, though, on upset alert, perhaps, against a wounded Penn State outfit, Randy?
I don't look at Penn State as being that big of a threat right now. I know it's a conference game. I know it's a lot of things going on. They've got a lot bigger fish to fry at Penn State than just Ohio State. They got to find a coach. They got to do a lot of different things.
There's a lot going on at Penn State right now. I would agree with you, Randy. I mean, if you're a player on this team, you're making business decisions, right? You're thinking about, okay, I definitely want to play, but is my play associated with the pride and the performance of my team because I love the guys next to me, or is it because I might be going to play in the Sunday League, or maybe I need to go to another team and have my film good so that I can get some NIL money in the portal. So, yeah, I don't really see Penn State as being that dangerous, even though it is one of those conference games we talk about dreaded down the stretch.
Listen, I know we have to talk about Penn State because it's a part of our job, but y'all are talking about the wrong team. We need to be talking about Ohio State because as bad as Penn State has been, the coaching disparity, the lack of buy-in from the players, Drew Aller, whenever he was healthy, wasn't playing well. Ohio State is the best football team in America. I've watched him play with my own two eyes, Brett.
Yeah.
Julian saying he is the most do what your team needs you to do quarterback, maybe outside of Ty Simpson in college football right now. You look at the run game. You look at how tough they are in the trenches. They are top 5 statistically in offensive and defense in terms of total production. Yeah, Penn State, they're bad. They've got bigger fish to fry, yes. Ohio State, they're on a mission right now, and the mission is national championship, repeat, defend the title that they just won, and Penn State is they're just another team that's in the way.
All right, let's check in with Mackenzie Brooks. She's in the room all week long, crunching the numbers with the playoff projections. What do you have for us?
Oh, we agree with Damian. I mean, this Ohio State team gives us literally no reason not to believe in them. At the beginning of the season, we thought maybe we should downgrade them with their new quarterback, but again, they've proven us wrong. That Michigan game at the end of the year could say differently, but as of right now, they are our 1 seed. As far as the Big Ten, we have 3 Big Ten teams in here with Indiana as our Big Ten Conference champion runner-up, and Oregon, of course, getting that at-large bid. Now, in the beginning of the season, this was going to be a 4-bid conference, but as you see Penn State in that downfall, it's really shimmied down to just 3 here. So Ohio State, our number 1 seed, we give them a 40% chance to get that 1 seed.
Shimmied down. I like it. So she was talking about Indiana, ranked number 2 in the country. On CBS, obviously, 3:30 Eastern on Saturday on the road against Maryland. What do you see there, Kevin?
Look, this is a different scenario than we just spoke about, okay? Maryland is nowhere near a dead and buried team with bigger fish to fry. Mike Loxley's bunch, in fact, is a tough, gritty, young team. They got a quarterback, Malik Washington, who's a young stud. They got a running back named DeJuan Williams, who's a young stud. And this team is plus 11 in turnover margin, and they're playing better than what paper says. They're 4-3 on the season. The last 3 games they've lost by a total of 10 points. Okay, this is not a bad team. So if you're Indiana going on the road in conference, this is a tough place to play. You better treat this as a business trip and take care of business. I know Fernando Mendoza is otherworldly. I know that Roman Hemby and Kalen Black both have over 500 yards. I know you love the run game with them, and I know we could rival the statement you just made about the Ohio State Buckeyes and apply it to the Indiana Hoosiers being the best team in America. But this is a different scenario. They better be ready because Maryland, they're a scrappy young bunch.
Yeah, Maryland is scrappy, but I don't need an algorithm when I got the algorithm. My eye tells me Indiana's the best team in the country.
Yes.
The Indiana team that played offense and defense at the line of scrimmage against Oregon in Eugene, that team would dominate, in my mind, anybody else in the country. If Cignetti has those guys showing up like that in the Big Ten championship game, it's a wrap. To me, they're going to beat Ohio State, and they're going to be the number 1 team in the college football playoff.
Man, Brett, they barely left me any meat on the bone to talk
not a lot
about
of
this.
meat.
But I got some, though. I got some. You know what the difference in this game may be if it wants to swing in Maryland's way? Special teams, because they've got a phenomenal field goal kicker. They've got a phenomenal punter. They've got phenomenal players that play their role on special teams. And what is the biggest advantage that special teams gives you? Creating field position. Whether it's for your offense, whether it's for your defense, it's putting your team in an advantageous position to where they can go out and have success. So if Maryland wants to even compete in this game outside of starting fast, they've got to do exactly what they've done all season long, which is be sound and fundamental on special teams.
Okay, meantime, for 5th-ranked Georgia, massive rivalry game against the Florida Gators, another wounded team. Coach has been fired. You're one of the legends in Florida history.
He can't even keep it together, Brett.
I know.
He can't.
I know, and I was trying to play it up. KC, what do you have? What do you have?
Look, nothing is ever promised when it comes to conference play. We know this. Florida's in a peculiar situation where they lost their coach. Maybe they'll rally behind Coach Gonzalez. Maybe he'll get them to play. There's a lot of good young talent on this team. I think Billy Napier has done just an amazing job of rebuilding, filling the cupboard with quality athletes. Young coaches on this staff. I like what he's done in terms of the coaches and all the, the facilities. Everything is stage is set at Florida. The only thing that didn't come was the result on the field. So I say that just to say the other side of the coin is Georgia, right? Georgia is coming together at the right time. Their run game looks reminiscent of when they were winning back-to-back national championships. They're over 200 yards a game, and I think Gunnar Stockton has galvanized as a result of having that run game be present. I think he's playing as well as any quarterback in the country in the last 2 weeks of play. And I think it's pretty much a landslide for Georgia this weekend in Jacksonville, unfortunately for my Gators.
Well, I mean, the weeds are about yay high, and Georgia's laying in them. They're not going to have a problem with Florida this week. I don't think that's going to be a real issue. But as you go forward, they're getting better and better and better, which means they're getting healthier. That means the offensive line plays better in front of Gunnar Stockton. Their running game becomes legit with Frazier running the ball. And on the defensive side of the ball, haven't they always been a front seven team?
Yeah.
You looked at their front seven and went, oh, my God, look at those guys. They're getting back to that.
And while I agree with both of you gentlemen, I do also have to agree with the Hall of Famer Champ Bailey that we spoke with earlier. And what did he say? Rivalry games, especially for a Florida team that just fired their head coach, this can go one of two ways. Florida can come out very, very motivated and show you a bunch of stuff that you haven't seen yet, or they're going to come out and they're going to lay down. If you're Georgia, you don't know what you're going to get. So what do you have to do? Play to the standard. Run the football like you have been doing. Have your front seven create pressure like they've been doing more recently. Get Gunnar Stockton to just keep making the routine plays that he needs to make in order to win the football game. Start fast. That's what championship teams do. Georgia's been there before. Kirby Smart has been there before. He knows the recipe. And so, like you gentlemen said, I expect him to put that on display, and I expect Georgia to be dominant. But you always have to watch out for teams that are down and out, especially in rivalry games.
You ever seen a Gator roll over and let somebody rub their belly? That's about halftime.
Oh,
That's going to be about halftime.
Show us, Kim. Show us.
Hurt my heart.
You are wearing it tonight. And you know what? You know who gets the last word? This isn't going to help. Yeah.
Mackenzie.
She's got her Georgia red on
Resident
tonight as well.
Georgia Bulldog.
I'm not saying I wore red on purpose, but, it was a good coincidence that happened here. We do have Georgia making it pretty handedly and comfortably into the college football playoff. We have them as the SEC runner-up to Alabama, so they're taking those 2 and 3 seeds there. The interesting conversation all year with the SEC, will they get 5 teams? Will they get 4 teams? Will you have a bunch of 10 and 2 teams or a bunch of 9 and 3 teams that can get cut? Right now, we're looking at 4 SEC teams: Bama, Georgia, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss, the minute they lose a 3rd game, they will be out of the college football playoff. So that becomes a conversation of, are we going to get a Vandy or another team from the SEC? Now, this second ACC spot right now, Georgia Tech is our ACC conference winner. This could very easily flip to being a 5th SEC team instead of having 2 ACC. So the conversation throughout the rest of the year will be 5 versus 4 SEC teams. Right now, it's looking like 4, guys.
All right, Mackenzie, good final word for us right there. That wraps it up. The latest on the college football playoff here from our studios in New York City.